All right, the head of the Church of England has called for some aspects of Islamic Sharia law to be implemented in Britain. Archbishop of Canterbury, Rowan said that British Muslims should be allowed to have marital and financial matters dealt with by a Sharia court. The British Prime Minister, Gordon Brown, immediately rejected that suggestion. He said British law should be based on what he called British values. Supporters say Muslims in Britain sometimes struggle to relate to the British legal system. Well, Professor Dr. Mohammad Hashim Kamali is a professor of Islamic law. He joins us now in the studio. Thanks very much for coming in to talk to us. Good idea or bad idea?
Yes, it is a good idea. It is a recognition of the demand that we have been experiencing in recent decades. The general awareness, the Muslim awareness, Islamic revivalism, that touches on Muslim identity. The fact that this demand has arisen and there is a certain response that now is shown by a credible religious figure is a welcome news.
But doesn't a concept like this, though, almost presuppose that Muslims exist inside a bubble within Britain, and in reality they don't?
No, they do not claim to have a separate jurisdiction in areas like the public law, whether it is taxation or criminal law, etc. It is only in respect of Islamic personal law that govern personal aspects of marriage and divorce and family matters.
Sure, but Muslims don't only have relationships with Muslims. I mean, the reality is that in multicultural Britain, Muslims are married to Christians, are married to Hindus, people of various faiths. And when you try to use Sharia law to determine divorces in situations like that, as is the case here in Malaysia, it gets incredibly complicated.
Well, Sharia law has this provision applying to those situations as well. It is not exclusive in the sense that, it develops barriers of the kind. But there is a certain personal demand at the family level that unless there is some recognition, it ends up in kind of developing generation gap within the family. It is a part of the Islamic identity, especially for minority Muslim communities in the West. They feel that they have a certain level of attachment to their tradition. And if it is recognized, this recognition also helps the kind of, the rising tensions that we have been seeing internationally. Now, if there is some recognition, I think this is a good start. And it does not really it does not have any harmful consequences. On the contrary, if the Muslim community in Britain feel that there is a sense of give and take, I think it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling in the fact that the Archbishop of Canterbury has spoken on this. There is a sense that this kind of recognition, eventually civil society and the religious leaders have a role to play. In fact, it is the awareness that he has been involved and he has been exposed to this demand. What he speaks is really a welcome news.
Professor Dr. Kamali, unfortunately we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much for coming and talking to us.